as you get more customers, you can ask them, and you can even get them to pay you an upfront fee of 30%, so you can pay the factory with their money and order the goods. Okay, so the final growth strategies. This is really important, and this is something that Isaac's learning, and he's doing very well. You only order the minimum quantity you need on hand for customers. So if you know you sell 1 widget a day, right, it's going to take, in 30 days you need how many widgets? 30 widgets. Okay, so you calculate the lead time from order to delivery so you have minimum stock on hand. So if you know it takes 30 days for a supplier to give you the widgets, and you need 30 widgets a month, then when you order it from the supplier, you've got to make sure you have enough stock, because the last thing you want is to actually not being able to sell to your customer because you've run out of stock. Right? What's the problem of actually running out of stock? What are the disadvantages? Firstly, sorry? Yeah, that's really it. It's not that you actually lose your money from the retail customer, wholesale customer. You lose reputation, because you need to be seen as a source of even if you're running out of stock, right? And as you got your last widget, the next container arrives with another 300 widgets to keep you going for the next month, right? That's great if you can do it that way and just perfectly time it. But if you run out of stock, your customer calls you, he's going to go somewhere else, and you lose a customer like that. So what I like to do is import. And you'll see a solution for this. You have what's called a buffer. Okay? Just like when you're parallel parking, right? You just keep it in a safe distance, and you walk out and you're like, oh, I didn't know there was that much room. Always have a buffer. Always have a buffer. So I recommend a 20 to 30%. If it's an absolutely killer stock, have 50%. And come Christmas time, you're going to have an even bigger buffer. And another thing to watch out for is in February is Chinese. Great. So what do I do for my orders December, January? I got to order a big lot then. Why? Because when it comes to Chinese New Year, what are they not going to do? They shut down. So if you run out of stock and you call up the factory, he's nowhere to be found, because they're off on their Chinese New Year. And don't be caught. I've been caught with the customers wanting products, and I've lost customers and called them up and they've gone somewhere else, and that hurts, because that's an easily avoidable problem, right? So yes, you need to spend money to solve this problem, and yes, your money is locked up in those goods, but it's better to have a buffer. Okay? Here's a rule: reinvest a minimum of 50% of your profits into new items. Right? Always do that so that you can keep growing exponentially. If you take the money out of the business and then go off to Hawaii and spend it all, you're going to come back as going to be a small business. Right? But if you keep investing and reinvesting, bringing in more soldiers to advance your game, you're going to do great. And never stop bringing new items. Okay, so this is a cool thing. I like to place bets here. Matt and Isaac are people who, they're basically brothers who decide themselves what they're going to import. And I like them to be competitive, to say, okay, I think this product will sell. The other one says, no, I place this product will sell, and you bet on it. Whether it's a beer, $100, take someone out for dinner. And what you see is you find out who has the better crystal ball. Right? See who actually makes a prediction right. And here's why. It's fun. It makes it interesting. You wait and see. It's like gambling. You're putting the money on the roulette wheel. Is it going to stop on black or red? Black or red? Black or red? Black. Damn. Owe you dinner. Or you owe me dinner. And a beer. That's fantastic. But the cool reason is, if you have a business partner, a lot of you will enter this business together. And I really recommend that, because it keeps the enthusiasm and energy up. Is that you guys will find who has a better crystal ball. So if it turns out that actually Matt, right, is better than Isaac at picking the items, then who's going to be the buyer in the future? Matt. And Isaac's going to be taking care of the marketing and dealing with the customers, because that's what he's good at. Right? So you'll find that my dad's freakishly good with the eye. And I inherited that to some extent, but I still get it wrong sometimes. And this is a cool thing. Actually keep a statistical log of when you got it right or wrong, and see how your skill set improves. You'll actually get a better knowledge. And if you stick to a niche, you see why you get a better crystal ball? If you stick to a product you love, do you see why you get a better crystal ball? Great. Okay. So what I want to hear is, I want to just hear someone in the room who has made, and there's a prize for this, put up your hands if you made any really fantastic moves to increase exponentially the size of your business. Right? Guys, has anyone ever contacted any factories or done something really fantastic? Yes, sir?
I bought it from here.
Yep.
This 10 years ago, I imported things from Korea myself.
Yep.
But I knew the factory and I knew the managers and everything else. And,
what was the product?
F-movement equipment.
Okay. Okay, you're in construction.
I bought them for X amount of dollars and sold them for 50% more after I used them as well, because I used them on.
Oh, really? You sold them for more than you bought them, and you used them.
50% more.
That's pretty clever. Can you
for probably 5 times. Not container lot, the big items, the next of items.
I like that. That's pretty clever. You bought it, used it, and sold it for a higher price.
The direct to job site to compensate that instead of buying from me, which was too expensive, so over there and bought it.
Yeah. Your chances are looking good. Can you compete with that?
Yeah.
No, I was just asking. No? Okay. You're going to try? What was your move?
Basically, I've just made the design of some moulds, some stone that I've made for job sites and having that made now.
Okay. So you got a mould done?
Yeah, there's moulds that have made it. I'm looking for a company in China to make them. The panels are all made.
That is exceptionally hard to do. I can't actually decide which is better, so I'm both going to give you a book. Congratulations. Give a round of applause. That's great. There you go. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
Appreciate that.
There you go. Well done, Dean. Fantastic. Enjoy. All right, perfect. Okay. So there's some really good strategies, and I hope you guys take that to heart and learn that you can just import more. And more items is really the key to growing quickly. Bring as many as you can as quickly as possible. Even in small quantities, it's cool. Don't stress about I have to get them at the cheapest price. If you can bring in 5, you give this one to this. Okay, I really want it. This is the best way I could describe it. I'd rather you bring in 5 items at 20% more because you get smaller quantities than 1 item at like half price because you can see. At least you can test the market, see what happens, and then grow exponentially. Okay? All right. So if everyone could just please stand up. We've been sitting down for 45 minutes, and the energy's a bit dead. So I just want us to relax a little bit. Okay? Now, what I want you to do is get your arms, lift them forward 3 times. Draw your shoulders if you've got no room. All right. And back 3 times. Okay. And shake your leg. Shake your other leg. And finally move your neck around 3 times. Okay, and the other way and back. Alright, fantastic. Okay guys, sit down, relax, loosen up. We're at the end pretty much. So, the point I want to make now is I want to ask you guys, and honestly, who feels that they learned a lot tonight? Let me see a show of hands. Okay. You feel you gotten good value? Keep your hands up. You guys feel that you got more than your $25 worth?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah? I love this guy. Fantastic. That really makes me happy to hear you say that.
The video's a win.
The video's one. Thanks, fantastic. And you guys, all going to pick up a copy of the video with your questionnaires. So I'm really sorry. Oh, what's wrong? Oh, that's on the outside. Thank you. Really appreciate that. It's very nice of you. So, oh yeah, you got value.
Made in China.
That's fantastic. Yes, made in China. Well done. Well, that's really encouraging. I'm really glad I could do that for you. Here's the bad news. Studies show that memory retention is only 5 to 10%. And in 6 months from now, most of what you learn today, unfortunately, unless you implemented it strategically, it will be forgotten. Mastery of the importing skill set. Really, guys, I've done as much as I could in 3 hours. I really have. I've spent ages trying to condense this and getting rid of stuff that really wasn't relevant, some of the more advanced stuff, because I know you guys are beginners. But you can't become a master of importing in a 3-hour seminar. Right? I'm not arrogant. I am not arrogant enough to assume that I am such a good teacher that in 3 hours I can impart to you what I have learned in the last 6, 7, 8 years of importing. I would not presume that. Mastery and success is acquired through an ongoing process of guided learning that involves implementing strategies such as the ones we've discussed today in the real time over a period of 6 to 12 months. If you get these strategies I've taught and actually implement them in the real world as they happen, that is how you internalize, that is how you become better at importing, that is how you get this skill set and this education.